Okay, a little bit of a different lighting here because it's 1:30 a.m. in Seoul and 9:30 a.m. in the Bay Area. So this is what the room looks like. Oh, I'll give you actually a little tour in a bit, but this is what view now looks like at night. Kind of cool, kind of pretty. There's going to be a reflection on the glass, the dirty glass. So that's not going to be as nice. So I'll just revert back. And it's Halloween too. It's my seventh day in quarantine. And according to a K drama, there is normally, I guess, a Halloween party happening in Itaewon on the streets where people wear costumes. So, because of COVID, I have no idea if that's still happening. I would assume so because it's outside, and if people are just distancing and wearing masks, it should be fine. Okay, so this vid is going to be about the first day and what happened when I arrived to the room. So, we already talked about processing. I went up, walked down the hallway to room 901, and I can see that there were bags of, like trash essentially outside in the hallway. And what I mean by trash is everybody's given an orange bag with a little, like, hazard sign on it, the hazard symbol, so that it's going to get tossed and maybe buried somewhere like radioactive waste. I don't know. So I go into the room, and the room is incredibly hot. It's like 85 degrees or something like that. I did the conversion from Celsius. And luckily, there is a sign on the door that has a number for the command center. And I call them, basically they pick up and say, "This is the command center," instead of operator. And I tell them what's going on. And the woman was super nice. She said that because it's fall, we're in October, they turned off the air conditioning. But because of global warming, it's just like super hot in the room. So she gave me some nice tips, opening the window, using the blackout curtains. And she said she'd also send up a fan, which was super nice. So I appreciated that. So until the fan arrived, and I don't know when it was going to arrive, I just got about the business of unpacking and trying to make myself comfortable. And, I put some stuff away. The first order of business, though, like my big worry was the laptop. I just wanted to make sure that it worked because I hadn't used it on the plane at all. So I took it out, opened it up, it powered, and it started working. I connected it to the Wi Fi, and I was off to the races. So I felt super, super good about that because that was my big fear that it would not work and it would get damaged on the way over here. And then I was able to talk to Greg and, told him, what happened, that I, made it, right? Because the last time I called him, I was in a panic. So I wanted to reassure him that everything was okay. And so that was great. And then some friends from the Bay Area called me, and, we were not necessarily, like, we weren't FaceTime, we were just kind of like texting. And I was telling them the story via instant messenger. So that's when I got a knock on the door, and I thought it was the fan. Opened it up, and it was two guys in hazmat suits. And okay, I figured this was going to be the COVID test. And it's always a surprise, according to the YouTube videos that I had seen. And sorry for the long pause. I was just kind of thinking of what to say next. So the first guy asked me for my passport. Fine. I also asked him if he could help me out with the monitor because what I brought a little monitor. I brought a lot of technology with me on this trip because I knew I'd be working, and I could not work and do my job on a little computer screen on the laptop. So I actually brought a monitor. So that wasn't working. So I wanted to hook up to the room TV because it had an HDMI insert. But the instructions were in Korean, so I had no idea which buttons to press on the control. So he helped me out with that, and we got it working, and I was so happy, and I totally thanked him. And then there was the second guy outside, and he had a cart with all the COVID testing stuff. So first thing he did was he took my temperature, and then he gave me a throat swab, which was so uncomfortable. I started gagging. And then he held up this long, tube and said, "Okay, this is gonna hurt, but it's gonna go up your nostril. Which one do you want it to go up in?" And I said, "Surprise me." And that's when he invaded my brain, and like, so it didn't hurt. It was just super incredibly uncomfortable. I liken it to feeling like drowning. Not like I would know how that feels, but like, when you're a kid and you're in a pool, sometimes, water goes up to your nose. So it kind of felt like that, like times 10, but it wasn't pain. But then it was over, and that was great. But then I hobbled kind of back because now my head hurt, so I hobbled back to the laptop, and I told, my friends what was happening. And that was essentially that. I told them that I needed to just kind of get away from consciousness for a while because I was super hot. And I just wanted to get some stuff done, like organize. But let's talk about what I did next. So I took a shower and came out. And as I came out, I heard the PA system for the entire hotel go off. And basically, the person on the PA system said in English, "Sir, on the ninth floor in the red shirt, please go back to your room immediately. You cannot wander the hallways." And I said, "Oh my goodness, somebody's already going, crazy." And I knew I was not going to be that person, but that was interesting, so to speak. And then there was another knock on the door. So I was like, "Okay, what is this?" And it turned out to be my lunch. And it was a great plastic lunch. It was really awesome, actually. Opened it up, and there was just a bunch of stuff in it, including, like, what was it? It was, I think, cauliflower, steamed cauliflower, which a bunch of sides, which a bunch of the pickled vegetables. And it was so delicious. Like, my first plastic meal in quarantine was incredible. I have to say, it was unforgettable. And I took pictures of that. And then I believe that was it. So showered, lunched, unpacked, laptop work, COVID test. I had a massive headache, and then I knocked out.